Call it Park Bubba Sparks.
Booty, 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 rockin' everywhere. Booty, booty.
Short. Hey, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
What's up YouTube, it's Desi and I'm back with another video. You guys, your girl got a new hairstyle, y'all, and I'm loving it. My hairstylist did so pretty, y'all. I love just like when she just makes me look like a whole nother person. Alright, so y'all, what this video is going to talk about as far as for the day in the life of a OBGYN medical assistant. So if you guys were able to watch any of my previous videos, you guys always see my experience as far as for medical assistant. Now I do not record as much when I'm into the office like that, because at the end of the day it is kind of like a internet policy or camera policy basically. So what I usually do is basically, if it's like certain materials that I'll be using, I'll record that, but you will never catch me recording like talking to the patient or anything like that, because we got to keep those stuff confidential. So one thing about it with OBGYN, we wear black scrubs at where I'm at, and I'm actually working at a hospital, you guys, so it's very good. Always wearing a mask at all times, so that's why y'all see this bump right here. Yeah, I'm getting tired of that, but safety is always first. I'm going to discuss with you guys as far as for what do I do for like day-to-day routine, and as far as for the phlebotomy part, as far as for OBGYN, of what I know so far. So for one, it all depends. So basically your day is going to change every day when working OBGYN, because one, you don't know if you're going to get a GYN patient or OB patient. So basically the OB patient will be the patients that's either like pregnant or anything like that. Anybody that's pregnant is an OB patient. Anybody that's coming in for like an annual or like mammogram or any problem that they're having, like that's like related to female issues and they're not pregnant, that'll be a GYN patient. Now with the GYN patients, we still do the pregnancy test just to make sure that you're not pregnant, depending on the type of condition that you're coming in for. But I definitely feel like I'm learning a lot more with this field, and I love it. As you guys may know, if you guys been watching my whole entire journey with medical assistant, with pain management, and medical assistant with working from home, and also phlebotomist with being at a plasma center, you guys know that I was actually waiting for the opportunity to get back into OBGYN. I actually started OBGYN with my externship, and I got my experience with family medicine as well too, and I really loved OBGYN. So I'm really glad that I got back into it, and I'm loving it, and I'm learning as much as I can. So there's a total of like 4 different doctors that's at the facility. We have 4 different doctors, 2 nurse practitioners, and I think that's about it. Yeah, and we also got a sonogram as well too. So basically the person that'll be doing the ultrasound, we have our own room as far as for that as well too. The best part that I like so far with OBGYN, one, I'm getting a lot more experience with phlebotomy. So it's like with the plasma center, when I was working at the plasma center, we were only sticking to a certain amount of tubes, mainly the red tube to be more specific, the small red tube, not the big one. This time with me working at OBGYN, you never know what type of test that the patient may need. So at the end of the day, most of the time I'm drawing at least like 5 tubes on per patient basically. So it's really good. And on top of that, we have to spin the tubes down. So whenever you see the SST tube, that's kind of like the tiger top tube, we're spinning that down. We have to let it sit for like 15 minutes, and then it'll be 15 minutes on the machine isn't coming to my head, but the centrifuge. You basically got to sit inside of the centrifuge for 15 minutes. It's going to spin down, and then once it's done spinning down, you'll see like the serum stuff at the top, and then it'll be like the blood stuff at the bottom. But before you draw the blood, you'll see the gel stuff at the bottom, and you'll eventually have to put the blood in there. So I really like that. Also, I'm getting a lot of experience with injections, which I really love. So the doctor that I work for, he basically loves when the patient gets the flu shot and a Tdap. So basically the Tdap is to pretty much help save you like whenever some sickness come along. So it's like a form that I have to give them that educates them. It's a long word. It's like tenasis something, dipla something. I'm still learning it, you guys, but once I get the form, I can pretty much explain it a little bit more, and you guys hold my word to that, because I definitely will. I'm learning as I go. But it's definitely spelled, I think it's like TETANUS, and then the D word is DIP something else, but you basically get the point. If you look up Tdap, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's basically like a certain type of cough, or like, I guess, kind of like sickness cold that you can get. And if you're pregnant, they want to make sure that you and the baby are safe. So that's one of the injections that you can kind of get. The main one that we have been doing as well too is the flu shot, basically the flu injection, flu vaccine. So basically, another thing I like too, not only do I do the flu shots for the patients, I also have to be the one to put in the order for it. So we also have like a machine where we can pretty much, once the labels print out, it'll tell you what tube that you need to use, the color type of tube, and what lab is going to go to. So we don't just work with Quest and Millennium, because when I was working at pain management, we were only working with Quest and Millennium. This time we actually have our own lab for the OBGYN, and then also we work with Quest and we work with LabCorp. So that's the top 3 ones that we work with. I'm getting so much experience, you guys. And then also ICD codes. ICD codes is major as well too, and I love that. So at the end of the day, you guys, I have to drop off labs, which is why you guys see me right here. And I just take it to this thing right here. I'm gonna put that in there. Just like that. It's time to walk to my car. I swear I do a lot of walking here, y'all. I lose at least probably like 5 pounds a day, I swear. So much walking. Woo! Gotta love the hospital.